So what is going on, guys, and welcome to our more ZTHSE speaking English episode. And guys, in today's episode I would like to talk about illusions of competence in language learning. And guys, illusion of competence is very common and happens almost all the time. If you don't be careful, you might have fall in illusion of competence. Basically, illusion of competence is when you is when you are studying some material and you begin to understand and you think that you have mastered the material, but this is a illusion of competence, because when you actually kind of test yourself, you notice that you didn't know, you don't know as well as you think that you know. Does that make sense? And yeah, basically that's it. And guys, when it comes to language learning, it's very common illusion of competence when the learner is beginning to speak and is beginning to practice the kind of conversation language. When the learner is beginning to make conversations and begin to try to speak better on the language, alright? And this was happening with me because I thought, guys, that only because I could speak a lot of words very kind of perfect, very close to the American accent, when I was trying to speak these words, try to pronounce these words individually. And I thought that only because of that I could speak in a conversation very well and very eloquently, but this is a very illusion, because if you don't practice conversation, you will not improve. And in the beginning it's very hard. You will break it down a lot of times. You will use a lot of filler words. Filler words are ums and when you are thinking and kind of translating sometimes to the language that you are speaking. And if you don't have the correct mindset, you might have thought that you are an idiot, and actually you have to practice. So if you don't know that this is only an illusion of competence, you will frustrate yourself. And probably you will frustrate yourself, and maybe even give up on learning the language. And this is one thing that happens very often. I have noticed it. A lot of people used to say that, oh man, what can I do to improve my speaking, my conversational skills in English or in another language? Because when I try to speak, I used to break it down a lot of times, and I use a lot of filler words. And man, only practicing. You have to practice to become better. Basically, that's it. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave your thumbs up if so, and leave a comment down below. I would appreciate to answer you guys. Please don't fall in this illusion of competence. I don't know if I should say don't fall. Don't. You guys get me, alright? Yeah, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the next ZTHSE Speaking English episode.